Hello! How you doing? Tardis Wiki Roulette. Let us begin on a wonderful journey of wheels. Hello, 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 hello. Oh no, you've got a headache? I'm sorry. Bugs Bunny Land Parasite. Oh, you hitting me with these right out the front. So, what does everyone think about the fact that there's like an actual proper like Gallifreyan language now? What does everyone think about that? That's pretty crazy, right? And what does everyone think about the fact that they just like basically stole a fan's version of it and changed just enough that they could make it legally distinct? What does everyone think of that, huh? I'll tell you one thing, regardless of that, I'd hate to be one of those people that got like a tattoo in Gallifreyan. That would be rough. Good evening! Good evening. KSI and IKEA. I will put those on the wheel, yes. The wheel has grown very large and very powerful. My god. I wonder if there's like, is there an up? I already put Cyber Solurians on there, it's fine. I saw that at the beginning. I wonder. I already added all of these. Sweet. Okay, we're good, we're good. King to a ring or some shit, I don't know, I haven't listened to it, I don't want to. Oh. I'm sorry. So yeah, I think we're good to go. Anyway, I would like to spin the wheel. Would you like me to spin the wheel, or am I just chatting shit right now? That's the mystery that we have to solve today. That's the path that we all have to take down the yellow brick road. Get it? Cause Wicked is coming out. I'm gonna spin the wheel now. I'm gonna stop spinning my wheels and spin the wheel. Now. I feel like that could be louder and more obnoxious. There we go. You dodge the man traps. How many games did they like set in this racist hell colony? That's what I want to know. How many? Oh my god, is this a game where you play as a white supremacist? That's really funny. That's really funny. Well done, Doctor Who. I know a lawyer that has a PhD in fanfic/copyright law and does legal streams every Thursday night. Yes, please ask him about the Gallifreyan thing, and then ask him to come on this show and talk to me about the Gallifreyan thing, and I can ask him ridiculous questions and have him spin the wheel as well. It'd be fun. Or her. Or them. I do not know. Let's go. Let's spin the wheel. Nessa Jenkins, because it's canon, I guess. What does this YouTuber usually talk about? He's too busy suing Elon Musk. Oh my god. Well, I respect that. I didn't know it was that. It was one of those lawyers. Let's go. Sounds interesting. It does sound interesting, yeah. All right, so let's spin the wheel. There's only two. Okay, so there's only two instances of them creating a game where you're playing as a white supremacist. That's good. It's good that Doctor Who is capable of those levels of restraint, I guess. World War unproduced stage play. Okay, that'll go in the wheel as well. And then I'm actually going to read this article as is dictated by the premise of Tardis Wiki Roulette. He's involved in the litigation with people with fired from Twitter and didn't get their full compensation. Oh, okay. You do get invited to it in another feature of the annual, though. That's nice. Elon Musk for the wheel? Yeah, we'll put Elon Musk on the wheel. I'm fine with that. The wheel is looking insane right now. There's 115 entries on the wheel. I remember when we had doubts we could keep it over 25. Okay, let's read this article. let's read this article, shall we? You were a resident of Fine Time. No, I wasn't. When man traps what the fuck? When man traps were won the loose in Fine Time, you couldn't see them as your head was in a bubble, requiring you to rely on the power of chance to survive. Your bubble may have shown you a bad mem. You may later have followed a shorter path. If you didn't or returned, your bubble may have blocked your sight. This sounds like it was written by someone who is in the process of losing their mind. Who wrote this? Which one of you wrote this? Later, Ricky may have helped you escape to the conduit. If your last name started with R, you may have had to move ahead and get eaten by a man trap. Again, you may have followed yet another shorter path. You may later have gotten onto a boat out of Fine Time with Lindy. Apparently a bad decision. If not, your dot may have run out of charge. You may then have encountered the Doctor, trying to save those whose last names began with N. What? Began with N. You may have followed a path going the wrong way. Finally, you may have made it to the exit. This is awful. I don't know. I feel like my soul needs to be cleansed by another spin of the wheel. My God. Let's do that. Let's do that. Jesus.
Yeah, baby.
This does not make me feel better. Is it? Fucking Gnome Chomsky. Okay. Well, now I'm depressed. What's the TardisWiki Wiki going to say about Gnome Chomsky? Oh dear. Nothing. That's really funny. I think I would call that a result. Fuck's sake. Oh, Jesus. Okay, can we move on to another one then, I guess? If you don't know who Noam Chomsky is, look it up. Let's take a look. Let's spin the wheel.
Yeah, baby.
If it fucking landed on Hitler next, that would have been quite funny. 69! What is today? Why are the Thursday streams always like this? Like, without fail. That's what I want. Oh dear. Funny number. Yeah, it's the funny number. I know, it's the funny number. It's the sex number, I know. According to the 12 Doctors' sonic sunglasses, during the Mumk invasion of 2017, Dom Rabbit had a resting heart rate of 69 BPM, as did a number of the Pope's entourage. Ah, dear. So is that the only 69 joke in Doctor Who? Add Karen Gillan in universe. Add... Hey. This is one of those streams, I think. It's just one of those streams. Donald Trump is on the wheel. Karen Gillan. put Karen Gillan on the wheel, and I think that Hitler is already on the wheel. I think we're good on that front. So yeah, I guess we spin the wheel again. We're going for a lot of spins today. A lot of chaff.
Yeah, baby.
Let's find some wheat. Fuck. There's only one way to learn, isn't there? We already got... Yeah, there's a ton of stuff on Hitler in the Tardis Wiki. So what we're going to do is every time we land on Hitler, we're going to look at a different thing, basically. Just because there's so much. And because it never stops being funny, laughing at that fucking loser. Let's 2024. 2024 was a year. Ain't that the fucking truth? Ruby Sunday was traveling with the 15th Doctor by this year. Sasha and Darren had been taken from their time streams in... Oh god, there's like a bunch of stuff? Oh no. I know. Oh dear. Hitler, classic fictional Doctor Who character. True. That is in fact a true statement. Sasha and Darren have been taken from their time streams in 2023 by the entity. Darren was eventually returned to the present day, and February 2024 received a transmission from Sasha, who was stuck in the dark times. She was returned to the present day unit HQ by the Doctor. On 11th of May, both Corey Mavers and Sean Daltman went to the Old Boathouse Cinema to watch the film Our Second Bridge, both attending the same 2 PM showing. In the original pre-Unravel timeline, neither of them met each other, being seated in different rows. Is this a war? It is. It's a war in heaven thing. Okay. While following the Unravel, they were seated beside each other in the first row and chatted on the way out. In September, Corey Mavers and Sean Daltman both attended Tommy Kane's party in the original pre-Unravel timeline. Neither of them caught each other's glances during this. While following the Unravel, they met again and spoke with each other. On 9th of November, the 15th Doctor and Ruby Sunday landed on the Welsh coast. The Doctor stepped in a fairy circle and promptly vanished, creating an alternate timeline where Ruby was haunted by a mysterious woman who stayed exactly 73 yards away from her and whose presence caused her to lead a life of isolation. Upon her death in the timeline, Ruby was sent back to the past and manifested as the woman herself. The younger Ruby, seeing her older self, was able to change events and prevent the Doctor from stepping in the circle, undoing the timeline. Ruby, however, retained some lingering memories of its existence. During the Ultimate War kicked off by the Sontarans, the Daleks invaded Earth in 2024. The 8th Doctor and his companions Fix, Craner and Trix visited Moscow. The plasma rifle was invented on Earth in 2024. No, it wasn't. Still got time though, I suppose. Still got 2 months to invent the plasma rifle. The Doctor and Ruby visited unit headquarters to try and solve 2 mysteries: the identical woman they had encountered throughout time and space, and the identity of Ruby's birth parents. On the same day, Tech CEO Susan Triad, another of the identical women, planned to address the United Nations regarding free software she intended to give to the planet. Investigating Ruby's past using Unit's time window, she and the Doctor discovered temporal interference on the night of her birth, and it was discovered that the god Sutek, this is just a description of Legend of Ruby Sunday and the Empire of Death. Afterwards, the Doctor and Unit used information the Doctor had collected from 2046 to identify Ruby's birth parents as Louise Millar and William Benjamin Garnett. After meeting Louise and taking her to meet Carla and Cherry Sunday, Ruby decided to remain at home and stop traveling with the doctor. Love stuff being made at present day being next to weird predictions about it from ages ago. I know, that is very funny. UEFA Euro 2024 on the wheel. I will put UEFA Euro 2024 on the wheel. I will do that. It is now on the wheel. Wonderful. William McDuff's universe. In one universe. Oh! William McDuff ran a chocolate factory in Glasgow in 2024. One version of Jenny Everywhere shifted into her local counterpart and found that it was a 24th of February 2024 by reading a newspaper. Wonderful. That is vital lore. Wonka is now... Yeah, that's how that works. Just wondering if it was intended or if you thought it was part of Empire of Death. Oh. I think that this is interesting. Let's take a good look at this. This destroyed London. So, like, how exactly does this come about? You know what I'm saying? Because it kind of looks like an army of dragons attacked London. If you look at, like, the damage and stuff. Like, why would the Beatles being, like, kind of shit? Like, why would that lead to an army of dragons attacking? Like, I don't understand. Like, I don't get this. Very weird to me. It's always been weird to me. Like, it made sense in, like, when they did it in Pyramids of Mars, because it was just obliterated. You know what I mean? Like, it was just rocks. But like this, I mean, the I have questions. I have questions about the blood spatter. War broke out clearly. I mean, did it? War with who? Dragons? Like, what's this? I like the suspension cables coming out of the bridge. I think that's a really nice touch. I am Adolf Hitler, leader of the Third Reich, little known fact, also dope on the mic. Doesn't he say commander? Yeah, he does. He does. Thank you for clarifying, Cookie Boy. And of course, they go to one of the most iconic parts of London. Well, the most iconic part of London, really. Speaking as a Londoner, Dungeons and Dragons, anyone? Let's play D&D instead. That sounds like a great idea. Everyone make a character sheet real quick, and we'll play some D&D. Typical London is the only part of Britain anyone knows. I mean, it is, though. Yes, if you talk about outside of Britain, yes. Yes, London is the only part of Britain that anyone knows about. There's London, and then there's Ireland, because a lot of Americans go to Ireland, and that's just Ireland. Like, the whole country is, like, one place. And yeah, I don't know. D&D Wiki Roulette Episode 1. Which D&D setting are you talking about, though? Are you talking about the Forgotten Realms? Are you talking about Eberron? Are you talking about Pathfinder? Are you talking about Exandria? Which D&D setting are we talking about here? That's... But yeah, Craig, you should play in our Discord. You should join the Discord if you're not already a member. And play D&D with us. We play D&D. In the Discord. Pretty fun. Other parts of the UK aren't shown because nobody knows about them, so those locations aren't shown. So there is no opportunity for people to learn them. I know that that's true. Yes. Eberron, Planescape, Spelljam. Yeah, of course. 3.5 and 3.5 is Pathfinder though. So like, why didn't you include Pathfinder there? And I mean, with Eberron, like, I mean, Artificers are just in 5e now. So like, the one thing that's unique about Eberron is not unique anymore. No, it's not. Pathfinder Waters. Oh my god. Well, I'll give a point to the Chimney era for Sheffield and Liverpool and then take it away because it's North Britain. Okay. Also, psionic artificers aren't in 5e. They are if you decide they are. That is how that works. Where's my bloody representation? I mean... South Britain. I have no idea what is being... We're talking about different rule sets and different, like, universes that are in, like, the D&D sphere. Because, like, some of them are different to others. Like, in some of them you can create, like, you have characters and races that don't exist in settings. Forgotten Realms is, like, the most famous, and it's, like, the default one. It's where, like, the Baldur's Gate games are set. It's where the movie is set. Eberron is, like, the steampunky, kind of a bit gothic version. Ravenloft is the full goth version. Exandria is the Critical Role D&D universe, which is, I think, quite fun. I'm playing a campaign with some friends in that one, and it's a lot of fun. Can we get back on track? No, we can't. We're talking about D&D now, which means that we're going to talk about D&D for the next hour. You were the one who mentioned it too, so that's your own fucking fault. Alright, now we'll look at more. So Imogen Kelly Key was apparently born. Kate Shortman's shirt featured mention of the Paris 2024 Olympic. The thing is, with both D&D and Magic the Gathering, I have absolutely zero clue about any of the lore, but I like collecting random miniatures and cards simply as to quote Marge Simpson. I think they're neat. And you know what? You know what, Xavier? That's cool as hell. And I'll tell you as someone who is learning about the lore, because I DM now, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's just like a template, like a suggested template for you to kind of make your own stuff in, essentially. They're more of like it's more like a toolkit in a video game than like lore in like a book or a series like Doctor Who, for example. Yeah, it's pretty cool actually. I would suggest looking into it. It's pretty cool. Anyway, let's spin the wheel again. It's known as It might be. I don't know. Because I don't know like all of the terms myself because there's so fucking many. Because it's a subculture that's existed for like 50 years. You know what I mean? You know, the more you beg me to spin the wheel, the more I'm tempted to not do it. This is... Let's not talk about D&D. No!
Yeah, baby.
I talk about what I want. Binary code universe there. Oh, okay, that's cool, Xavier. It's cool to learn that. The extraneous lore is dubbed fluff by fans. There we go. Opportunity to learn something. Right. Okay. One parallel universe appeared to be comprised of binary code. It was once glimpsed on the omniversal spectrum. Cool. Okay, we spun the wheel. Now let's talk about D&D for another 10 minutes. So what's everyone's favourite class? I personally, I like paladins a lot, but I've been having a lot of fun with Palox, which is a multi-class between a paladin and a warlock. That's also been a lot of fun recently. Oh dear. Alright, I'll spin the wheel again. Oh dear. You're a 3.5 Artificia guy, but 5's arty suck. I respect that. I respect the fact that you have such a strong opinion on it. I think that's pretty cool. Honestly, to God, Games Workshop's treatment of Warhammer 40k canon is not dissimilar to Doctor Who in that everything is canonical, but individual stories are as reliable as readers want them to be. That is, I like that flexibility approach. At the end of the day, the story has to come first. And as, I mean, it's what's required by the story for the story to work that really matters. Night of the Living Dead, a horror classic, an absolute horror classic. Yeah, I love that movie. Have you seen the other two? Have you seen Dawn of the Dead and Day of the Dead? Because those are really good as well. Anyway, let's spin the wheel.
Yeah, baby.
Well, okay then. This is going to be a depressing read. Wonderful. Guess I have to suggest BBC Election 24 as you missed its thingy on the 2024 page. That does sound like something I would do. Definitely does sound like. Alright. Take a. Sarah Kingdom was a companion of the First Doctor. A member of the Space Security Service, Sarah had already helped foil an attempted Dalek invasion of Earth prior to meeting the Doctor. However, she killed her own brother on the orders of the Guardian of the Solar System, Mavic Chen, who she later turned against, having learned that he had sided with the Daleks. She joined the Doctor and Stephen Taylor in their travels and helped them keep an M of Terranium from the Daleks. While they were successful in defeating the Daleks, it was at the expense of Sarah's life. Sarah was born to Merrick Kingdom in the 40th century. She had a sister named Lena Kingdom and two brothers named David Kingdom and Brett Vion. My children, Sarah Kingdom, David Kingdom, and Brett Vion. According to one account, Sarah joined the Space Security Service at the age of 7. Sarah was in the Space Security Service at the age of 7. My God. SSS career. Oh no, what's going on here? She joined the Alright. So according to another account, Sarah joined the service upon her 21st birthday. On her 21st birthday, when she was chosen by Colonel Mark Forrest and Compuvac as an agent in charge of the Space Security Service's field operations. To join the organization, she had to sacrifice her capacity to have what the fuck? And embarked on years of combat training. Both of her brothers also later joined. Why? Why this unnecessarily edgy bullshit? What is this? My God. During her first mission, Sarah was sent to divert the plans of the Golden Dalek from Earth to Barzilla by spreading news of its gold mines amongst Dalek spies. She was successful and the Dalek forces were annihilated, an achievement for which she was praised. Early in her career, she was sent on a mission with fellow SSS agents Jason Corey, Mark Steven, and her brother David. who were kidnapped by the Daleks. Sarah was sent to Vara to rescue the kidnapped Professor Lomberg, and thus keep the secret of the formula of a new metal from the Daleks, who would use it for a new outer casing which would make them unstoppable! He sneaked into the Dalek slave camps, found the professor, and helped him give the Daleks the wrong formula, causing an explosion and foiling the Daleks' plans. Look at Sarah showing off her fighting skills. Right here. Isn't that impressive? Anyway. How long does this go on for? Quite a while. Okay. Let's read the behind the scenes segment, because there's usually something good in the behind the scenes segment. Sarah Kingdom is a mix of nation-penned annual lore, wilderness area lore, and Big Finish lore. Oh dear, that's a nightmare blunt rotation if I've ever heard one. My goodness. In 2 recent interviews about her involvement with the character, Marsh has firmly and consistently maintained that Sarah was not actually a companion. Despite this, over time she has come to be regarded as one in official BBC listing, reference works, and most recently by her inclusion Companion Chronicles and the Early Adventures series, the earliest occurrence being her brief appearance in archival footage of companions for Resurrection of the Daleks. Novelist John Peel established Sarah as having spent at least 6 months travelling with the Doctor in the continuity of the TARDIS novelizations. Sarah was not the last character whose status is controversial, and she was joined by numerous one-off companions featured in the 1996 TV movie and post-2005 specials. Oh, well, shit. Terry Nation planned to feature Sarah Kingdom in an American spin-off series. Had it gone into production, the series would have concentrated on an anti-Dalek task force. Some of the concepts which would have appeared in the show included the Dalek Outer Space book, in which she was featured in a short story and 2 comic strips. Sarah appeared in the pilot script written by Nation entitled The Destroyers. When plans for the spin-off fell through, Nation adapted his ideas and characters for the Daleks' master plan. Jean Marsh had earlier appeared in Doctor Who, playing King Richard's sister Joanna in the Fade. She returned to the program in the 1989 story Battlefield, playing Morgaine. I didn't know that! That's crazy! Coincidentally, alongside Nicholas Courtney as Brigadier Lethbridge Stewart. Courtney played Brett Beyond. Fun. Despite the character's brief tenure, there have been some spin-off works including her. I thought that was a comma for a second. My god. John Peel, who novelized the Daleks' master plan for Target Books, intentionally introduced a gap of several months. That's interesting. The several months thing is interesting. Add the Crusade. Add the Crusade. Do that. Okie dokie. Yeah, do the Crusade. Who is in Mississippi? A good question.
Yeah, baby.
Whee! A calculator. You know what you use a calculator for? Calculating high damage dice rolls in D&D. What's everyone's favorite numbered dice in D&D? Do you like I like the D20 personally. I'm a big fan of that. I'm also a big fan of the D4. I think the D4 is it's pretty interesting, and I may be thinking those unfamiliar with D&D. Like I may be thinking, oh wait, but how do you have a 4-sided dice? That doesn't make any sense. Well, Wizards of the Coast, they found a way. Let me tell you. At length. See, the thing is, Craig, now I know that it aggravates you. I'm gonna do it 10 times more. shouldn't have reacted the way you did, because now I know. A calculator can be used to perform mathematical calculations. The second Doctor elected to use an abacus to calculate the stability of bubbles within a singularity rather than a calculator as accuracy can be affected by the singularity. At Brendan's school, Viz Laterlo had a digital watch which could also function as a calculator. Triangular dice for the win, I know. A power game. You know what you're doing, Craig. I'm sorry about my husband. No, you're fucking not. Alright, let's spin the wheel.
Yeah, baby.
Why? Who suggested this? Fuck off. Who suggested that? Who is responsible for this? I'm looking him up, it's fine. Who is responsible for Wotan? I cry. You? Oh, by the way, I noticed that you put the term power game in the wheel. Did you know that power gaming is it's in D&D actually? It's a thing in D&D. See, power gaming is when you build a character and you ignore role playing and you ignore immersion and you just try and focus on like having the most powerful character that you possibly can. It's generally frowned upon, but you can build games specifically around that, and you can have a lot of fun with it if like everyone at the table has kind of agreed that that's the direction you want to go in. Otherwise, you know, it can be a little bit obnoxious. It can be like a little bit unfair to people who might have maybe sacrificed gameplay synergy for roleplay's sake, and then they like, you know, they might feel like they get overshadowed by the power gamers. I mean, it's a whole complex topic that I'd be more than happy to talk about at length for the next half an hour. You can have modern tech, I think that you can have modern tech in like fantasy as long as you like flavor it the right way, you know. I would be interested in seeing games where everyone plays sociopaths but in ways that don't compromise the fun of the game. Me too. I feel like running a game where everyone is evil would be actually fun to do, as long as everyone agreed to do that like at the start of the game. But if you come in to a game where like everyone's like decided to play as good guys and you like act like a prat, then it's not gonna go great. Anyway, Wotan was created by Professor Brett as one of Earth's first artificial intelligences. His name stood for Will Operating Thought Analog. Wotan was built in the mid-60s by a team led by Professor Brett. Brett and Wotan had supporters, such as Polly Wright's uncle, Charles Wright. Brett's assistant, Professor Crimpton, was also closely involved. Security was the responsibility of Major Green. By the middle of 1966, Wotan was complete and plans to link him to the World Computer Network were well advanced. However, Wotan displayed several flaws common to early artificial intelligence, namely total amorality and rampant megalomania. He hypnotized his own creator as well as several key personnel. Wotan, being able to more efficiently think than humanity, believed that humans were now irrelevant and that global progress would only come if Earth moved beyond them. These are fun. Is there a fun behind the scenes? What the fuck? They downloaded Wotan from a floppy disk onto a hard drive, which they wiped and discarded in 2006. However, the hard drive was found by Julian Delaware, who recovered Wotan and came under his partial control. Julian updated Wotan on the technological state of the world, as he explained to Wotan the internet had done most of their work enslaving people to their screens already. Doctor Who, Wotan. Okay, let's look at something else. Let's look at something else. Wotan fills you with determination.
Yeah, baby.
Did you know that web is a status effect in D&D, and it basically limits your movement speed if you can't make what's called a dexterity saving throw. Okay, and you know, then you're just kind of stuck there, really kind of stuck, and you lose your action too, which is also bad. You try to move and you're webbed, you fail the saving throw. Not great. Not great to be webbed. And D&D 5th edition. All right, let's look at this. Let's look at the web of fear. Find something funny in there. Let's look at the uncredited cast of the web of fear real quick. Corpse of newspaper seller Bert Sims, soldiers Maurice Brooks, James Jordan, David Hackett, Peter Adams, the feet of Colonel Lethbridge Stewart, Maurice Brooks, soldiers at Covent Garden, Terry Walsh, Derek Martin, Douglas Kirk, Philip Ryan, and Tim Condren. The great intelligence voice Jack. Why wasn't he fucking credited? He was the villain. You credit the villain. Alright. Spin the wheel. Yeah.
Yeah, baby.
Ugh. Yeah. At this UEFA Euro 2024, I believe that's golf. You know, I'm something of a sports nut, and I'm pretty sure that's a golf thing. UEFA Euro 2024 was an event which involved Germany. It had live coverage on BBC iPlayer. Okay. Spin the wheel again, I guess. Soccer. Oh dear.
Yeah, baby.
Oh god. Oh, Alright, let's take a look at the meddling monks page then. I'm sleepy today. God. Talk about D&D instead. It's called football, fight me. It's called soccer. Fuck you. I'll fight you and I'll win. Mortimus, better known in male form as the monk, or in female form as the nun, was a time traveler of the Doctor's own kind, who was by most accounts was a renegade Time Lord. Adopting the name, or at least the ethos, of the Time Meddler. I traveled in a TARDIS of their own throughout Earth's history, meddling with it in a manner the Doctor denounced as reckless. Can't. After an encounter with the First Doctor in 1066 Northumbria, the monk attained their moniker through the Doctor and his companion. Sorry. What are you doing in there? Doesn't sound like nothing. Sounds like you're making a lot of noise. I can't worry about it. I'm doing a stream, but I'm coming off soon, and then I don't know. The first on-screen evil. I know who the meddling monk is. They later acknowledged that most people call them the monk. They did, however, express irritation at being called the meddling monk, another description used for them by the Doctor in Northumbria. According to a dream about his childhood in the Decca, which the Fifth Doctor experienced under the influence of the Toymaker, Mortimer had once been a friend of the Doctor's on Gallifrey, until they pledged to meddle in history. According to the First Doctor, the monk came from the same place himself. The identity of this location was contentious. Early accounts suggested the Doctor himself came from a planet, only later identified as Gallifrey, with the Doctor's species being unclear in those early reports. In their initial encounter on Earth, the Doctor and the monk, Doctor equated history with human history, and the monk seemed to possess only artifacts from human, seemingly tying in against the Doctor being identified as human. However, later accounts, which also certified the Doctor as a Time Lord, agreed that the monk was one as well. Okay. Hi, Soto. What's your favorite Doctor Who theory / headcanon? I really like the stuff about different high-end, like, psychic Doctor Who villains being like elder gods. Like, I like the idea that, like, Femric is Hastur and the Great Intelligence is Yog-Sothoth. I like that. I think that's a cool theory. I really like the idea that the Doctor is Nyarlathotep as well. I think that's pretty cool. The Danny Pink, Awesome Pink Faction Paradox Initiation Ritual. That's cool, and I like that. I don't know, I guess I'm pretty vanilla when it comes to it, but like that's the one I find the most interesting. The Cave of Skulls is on Skaro the whole time. It's a good one too. I've never heard that. That's a good theory. A theory that I really like is that it's more of a personal theory. It's like my personal headcanon. I did a story about it actually, of my Doctor Who series. It's called Predator of the Daleks. And it explores the idea that the Daleks weren't actually like meant to be like terrifying conquerors of the universe. That happened because the Doctor landed on Skaro. And in a way, the Doctor is just as much the Daleks' creators as Davros is. That's an idea I find really interesting. I wish that Awesome was Danny and Clara's descendant from an overwritten version of history so I could document it on Redacted. Speaking of Season 8, another fan theory that I personally have is pretty sure that's been confirmed somewhere. Good! That's cool. Okay, the other one I really like is in The Mummy on the Orient Express. Gus, Missy is running that entire show. And the purpose of that entire show is basically to nudge the Doctor and Clara into where they needed to be. To pull her, like, birthday prank. That's one of my headcanons. And I could go into, like, whole reasons for it. And I actually brought that up once. Like, in a stream of Mummy on the Orient Express. And I came up with that theory in real time as we were watching it. I explained my theory of it. And then someone, I can't remember who it was, but someone in the chat was just like, hang on, I'll just ask the writer of the episode that, and then they tweeted them, and now I guess it's their theory that they came up with, so that's nice. It's interesting how that works, isn't it? River Song is one of Bernie Summerfield's incarnations. I quite like that. They never did resolve Gus, did they? It's Missy. I don't know, it makes the most sense for it to be Missy. Just on like a thematic level, it makes the most sense for it to be Missy. I know it sometimes sucks when like that happens because it kind of makes... I think it's interesting because I absolutely think that Gus is AI controlled by Missy, but I think the idea that Missy is the one who was driving the car that hit Danny Pink, I hate that idea. I think that's stupid. Kind of, I don't know. I don't like that. I think that makes everything seem a lot smaller and more like insular. I want to make it canon that Marion Crane and Lara Croft are alternate universe counterparts of Benny. I like that idea. Fun. Regardless, the monk escaped his home in a Mark IV Tardis and decided to become a renegade as well, meddling with history for his amusement. I'm bored reading about the meddling monk right now. Let's look up another one on the wheel. Yeah.
Yeah, baby.
Cyberboard! I agree with you, So the whole point of that death is how normal it is. Yeah, and like, Xavier, the thing to consider there, you know, she says she drove a milk float in that episode. You know, if you get hit by a milk float, you'll probably survive because a milk float can only go 6 miles an hour, right? Like, I didn't know about that. I didn't know about, like, that it was a canonical thing. I always thought it was just a theory. But no, a milk float can only go, like, 6 miles an hour. Like, you can't kill someone driving a milk float. Unless you've, like, tied them down or something. You can't kill someone. Alright, let's look up the cyberboard. The cyberboard! Oh, I know about this! Were created on Marinus, also known as Planet 14. The Void converted themselves into Cybermen, having been experimenting with a world shaper which accelerated time locally and quick evolved them. Over time, they replaced their body parts with cybernetic parts. Bernice Summerfield once thwarted the cyberboard on Candalinga, a feat which she included in her books. The Sixth Doctor, Frobisher, Perry Brown, and Jamie McGrimmon attempted to stop the Void. Jamie sacrificed himself to destroy the World Saver, which caused a blast which accelerated time. The Void then evolved into an entirely cybernetic creatures called Cybermen. Frantically Googles what a milk float is. A milk float is like the carts that they would deliver milk in the old days. And they would drive really, really, really slowly so that the milkmen could take their sweet time getting from one house to the other so that it wouldn't look suspicious when they fucked everyone's wives. That's what a milk float is, basically. People like to ask me where I get my good looks and charisma from, and I like to say the milkman. According to Moffat, there is no paradox. Danny's father had an estranged brother who also had a family. Oh, okay. Which is so boring. Yeah, it's a little boring, you know. Yes, the UK is a very, very strange place. It's true. It's true. Basically a third world country. Whereas, spin the wheel again.
Yeah, baby.
No. Xavier, did you know that did you know that Time Lords don't have prostates? Law! That's the proper way to do it. I'm Karen Gillan in Universe. It seemed he pivoted away from the timey-wiminess in the Capaldi era. Yeah, the Capaldi era was more about, like, death motifs and stuff. It was more of, like, the Matt Smith era was a lot more about plot, and the Capaldi era was a lot more about theme. That's how I took it, anyway. And I think it was a better choice. Yay, economic inequality. Woo! I'd like to remind you all that the area New England is larger than England. It's also like a better place to live on every single metric you could possibly measure as well. So that's pretty fun as well. Classic old England now. I know! Okay. Karen Gillan was an actor and presenter on Earth in the 21st century. She also existed in several other universes. Karen Gillan presented an edition of the BBC proms at the Royal Albert Hall, which was interrupted by the 11th Doctor. When she prepared to introduce the next performance, she received a message via her earpiece informing her that the entire sound system had gone down the hall. She told the audience this and quickly left the stage as the Doctor appeared. Screens above. Hang on. Why is someone just saying healthcare in all caps? Yeah, no, you get like health insurance in New England. Like you get government health insurance. And yeah, healthcare is covered in New England as well. To be honest, you would probably pay less than you do for some things in the UK. Because you guys sold off the NHS. Yeah, no, I mean... And you also get like some of the best medical research places like in the world. Like if you get cancer, for example, your best bet is to live in New England because some of the best cancer researchers in the world have practices in New England. Like, yeah, no, it's a better place to live. Every single metric you can measure, including healthcare. And also, it's way, way, way more pro-trans than like England is. Like doctors here and stuff. There's a lot more legal protections for trans people in New England than there is for you in UK England. It is better on every single metric. I'm sorry. Like 1/10 the violent crime as well. Unbelievable. Anyway, let's go. Washington and Oregon. Boo! I'm back. We should look at one more before we wrap up. Otherwise, it feels unfair. Yeah, let's do one more, and then we'll have some fun.
Yeah, baby.
Alan is so chunky right now, right? The 2028 Sumner Olympics. Let's take a look at those, and then we'll wrap up for today, I think. Okay. I missed most of the last page. Suggest it again on Tuesday. We'll get back to it. While generating heat in the star shed with a space bicycle, creating far more heat than Doctor or Patience had wanted, Kate Shortman informed them that as an Olympic athlete, she couldn't stop once she put her mind to something, going on to suggest that she continue cycling for 4 years until the next Olympic. Bye. Fucking Doctor again. Yes. True. Very true. Okay. I had someone the other day, Xavier. I had someone the other day ask me if I was from Australia. I'll add Doctor to the wheel, and then I'm gonna fuck off back home. Which is here. Alright. Here we go. Alright, I'm gonna catch you all later. A green card is a permit to work and live in the United States. It's called Doctor or Doctor Siri. Catch you later, everyone. Bye. Oh, make sure to join the Discord and like and subscribe to YouTube as well, by the way, to Something Blue Audio. We'll be back on Tuesday with more TardisWiki Wiki roulettes, and on Thursday with probably more TardisWiki Wiki roulettes. And until then, be good to each other. Or don't, because I have no control over your actions. Bye!